Now, Warren, you are solely a YouTuber. I think maybe for the benefit of the listeners, the viewers, maybe we could track briefly why you're no longer a teacher and why you are focused fully on your project of Secret Scholar Society. What happened?
Well, as you said I started creating content as a teacher when I stumbled upon Jordan Peterson doing something similar. I thought that was really interesting. And as teachers, we were asked to create artifacts that show teaching. And I thought, well, what better way than for video? And I just think it's a really interesting media. My background is in video filmmaking, trying to connect with an audience with a camera. So, and that's what I taught. So it just naturally fit a video of an interaction with a student, kind of got a lot of steam, and was really where all this began. And that was almost a year ago, because that was February. It's past February. And it was filmed at school, so it kind of caused some complexities. And the school was in this unique position. We were all trying to kind of figure out how to navigate this, and tensions kind of got, I didn't get in trouble for that video. I think there was so much attention on it that the head person made the executive call, and I think that they viewed that as the safe path, and I could understand that. And possibly they regretted it later, because then once that happened, a fellow teacher and I started in this room once a week. We would just record something around critical thinking. It's evolved greatly, the format. So anyways, that is what led to me no longer teaching and doing this full time.
Yeah, well, the video you're referencing was one that I think has about 1 million views or something now, and it's amazing what I think about 6 minutes of conversation can do. So for everyone else's benefit, it was Warren having a discussion with a student who asked Warren if he would still support J.K. Rowling despite these are paraphrases, her having bigoted views. And Warren goes on to use critical thinking analysis to ask questions as to what the students' assumptions are based upon, without actually applying any of your own value judgments. So it's not even that the video showed you arguing the toss or saying exactly what it was that you thought. And I suppose anyone visiting your channel, Warren, they'll see you having conversations like that, or analyzing other public figures like Barry Weiss, who smeared Tulsi Gabbard on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was asking questions and the claims kind of fell apart. They felt baseless. Or you looking at other prominent YouTubers like David Pakman decrying the loss of his subscribers, albeit a small amount compared to the vast amount that he has, and you trying to get to the bottom of whether it was really a big thing and whether the things that he was basing it on were real. And even where I live in Scotland, you even looked at the end of the former First Minister of Scotland, Humza Yousaf's career, his resignation, how it was impacted by his approach to both a gender recognition bill, but also through a speech that he gave in 2020, where he, I suppose, spat. Yeah, white. He spat out of his mouth the problem that everyone in government was white, and he brought in a hate speech law. And interestingly, he got the most complaints for hate speech for that speech. So, look, you clearly what you do, which is you create content, which is not always in long form, is it garners a lot of eyeballs, a lot of ears. And you were on Jordan Peterson a couple of weeks ago. So, what was it that drove you to start your channel, which is focused on thinking critically out in the open?
Well, that video, the J.K. Rowling video, did open a door to a remarkable opportunity. Suddenly you have the chance to try and make something of this. it'd be much easier not to, because it's a very unpredictable business where you're always worried about, is the algorithm going to stop liking me or whatnot, like, or in
Mm.
which case it would be detrimental. What if there was some rule change at YouTube and everything so it's stressful, but I think it was just that door opening and then trying to make the most of an opportunity
Mm.
and kind of make it up as you go and see what works. It's just get as close to the truth as you can, say what you think, follow logic. That's the core tenet, is to just follow the logic wherever it takes you. And all the material you're mentioning, that's the thread that connects everything. It's recognizing that, because conflict drives story. In every video, there's a conflict, and it's usually around that idea of, like, let's say it's an interview, Bill Maher interviewing someone, and what they're saying is not logical, and and just kind of all it's sometimes it's kind of like being a commentator at a sports game, and you're kind of pointing out the plays as they occur. Then now and then I'll add observations, but
Mm.
yeah, it was really just making the most of this opportunity. And then once I did lose the teaching position, it was okay. I really got to make this work, and that forced me to focus in another way and to treat it with much more seriousness. And that's when it started to grow.